Hey gang, Christopher here with Fujifilm. I know it's been a while since you've seen me in a Fujifilm from the workbench video, but I'm back and I brought with me the new Fujifilm X-T30 III and XC13-33 OIS lens. This is Fujifilm's entry point into their photo-first traditional SLR style cameras. It has everything you'd want in a take-anywhere camera. A centralized viewfinder, this is what I meant by SLR style, so you can stay engaged with your subjects or view your images in broad daylight. A built-in flash, eliminating those harsh shadows in outdoor family photos. A one-switch auto, so you can stay more in the moment, but also it comes with full controls when it's time to experiment. And my favorite part, the addition of the film simulation dial, giving instant access to what I love most about Fujifilm, their remarkable color science. Also, let's be honest, it's a good-looking camera. Let's dive in. This is the third iteration of X-T30, and it keeps the core values of what's loved about this series, being compact, classically styled, and intuitive. Now combining both the 26.1 megapixel sensor and the benefits of Fujifilm's latest processor, X-Processor 5. I mean, this thing is small, especially compared with the XC13-33 lens. It fits in a small bag or a jacket pocket. There's a lot that X-T30 opens up if you're coming from, say, a smartphone, or if you're an owner of maybe an XT100, 200, or an earlier double-digit T-series camera and just want more in a familiar package. It even shares the same W126S battery if you're worried about that. Let's talk about tech without getting too techy so you get an idea of what this means to you. Before we talk about the capabilities of the camera, let's just take a second to talk about what separates X-T30 from a smartphone when it comes to making an image. First and foremost, bigger sensor. You'll see it right here. What does that mean for you? Ever zoom in really close on a smartphone image and notice the detail looks worse and worse the more you zoom in? A larger sensor provides much better detail, especially in low light where the image quality starts to get a little sketchy. You also have so much more creative potential by having the ability to swap out lenses for different scenarios. Do I want to photograph portraits? Do I want to photograph birds in flight, vast landscapes? Fujifilm has over 40 lenses in their ever-growing X series lineup for every one of those scenarios. A bigger sensor and real swappable lenses means real background blur. It doesn't need software in order to create that. What a smartphone is, though, is easy to use and unintrusive since you generally have it everywhere with you. We already know that X-T30 is small, but ease of use is also a core value. Proving my point, on top of the camera is one switch auto. Flipping the switch allows X-T30 to automatically choose a scene for you. These modes are like landscape mode, night mode, portrait, moving object, you get it. It's going to recognize what you're photographing automatically and choose the best settings to fit the scenario it decides. Or if you want a little bit more control, rotating the front command dial here will allow you to tell the camera what scene mode you want to be in. Again, optimizing the settings for the chosen scene so you can pay more attention to the subject and not the camera. An added bonus is you even have full exposure control. Do I want the image lighter or darker? You decide this based on your intention. Just turn it back to 0 when you're done. X-T30 can also identify subjects automatically in auto mode. Whether it's your kiddos or a bird, you'll see a box follow your subject on screen when they're in the frame. Press the shutter and it'll take an image with them in focus. That's one of the huge benefits of X-Processor 5, AI-based subject detection. Outside of auto mode, you tell the camera what you'd like it to track. Put the camera in continuous autofocus on the front of the camera here. Not only will it track the subject, X-T30 will focus along as well, giving you the ability to get more images in focus even if the subject is moving. Separate from that, face and eye detection gets a huge boost too, especially when subjects get smaller in the frame. Where do you find all this to access it? By one button press, just like the auto switch. It's right here labeled Q for quick menu. Press and release the button and you'll find a simplified menu that you navigate in a few ways. I can touch the screen on any one of these squares and it'll bring up a secondary screen where the settings are available, and I can just swipe and tap where I need. You can see down here on the bottom row the icon for AI-based subject detection. I just tap it and pick the subject I want. It's that simple. The entire Q menu works just like this. Moving on, let's talk about my favorite feature, the added film simulation dial. While this isn't new to Fujifilm cameras, we've seen it before on cameras like the X-T50 or the XM5. What is new is how you access your own custom film looks, better known as film recipes. But before we do that, let's talk about the differences between a film simulation and a film recipe. A film simulation is an individual look preset into the camera. There's 20 of them in the X-T30 III. These looks are based on Fujifilm film that they have made, like Velvia, Provia, or Astia, or based off iconic looks or periods of time within film, like classic chrome or nostalgic neg. Each one of these choices offer different levels of saturation, contrast, and color rendering, but it's more than just that. Choosing a film simulation changes the look and tone of each one of your images. And a film recipe takes the film simulation and uses in-camera settings from the IQ menu to further make a distinct look. You can make your own recipe and save it and see what it looks like in real time, not when you get back to the computer. You'll have an image that's ready to go right off the bat and can use Fujifilm's dedicated app, X-App, to share those images right away. So let's look at what makes this film simulation dial different. There are 3 settings on the film simulation dial, FS1, FS2, and FS3. These are where you can access the film recipes you create without having to dive into a menu, just by rotating the dial. To create your recipe, you'll find a setting in the menu called Film Simulation Dial Setting. Here you'll find the options FS1, FS2, and FS3, just like on the film simulation dial. You'll also see the option for Acros, which is Fujifilm's iconic black and white. You can select different additional filters to Acros to emphasize contrast or affect certain tones in your scene. Now when you choose the Acros film simulation on the dial, it'll use the filter you've selected. Getting back to the recipes portion, selecting one of the FS options brings up 2 additional settings, Film Simulation and FS Recipe. Film Simulation allows you to choose an alternative film simulation that isn't present on the film simulation dial, so you can have access to it. Or allows you to choose which film simulation you want to use for your film recipe. When I select FS Recipe and choose On, this new menu is now where I can find all the properties that would make the film simulation look more unique and personalized. There's a lot here, so make it your own. You know what? Now that you know where to find the settings and a little bit more about them, I think it's a good time to pause and go through the process of putting in a film simulation recipe. Basically, what it looks like and how to plug it into your camera. There are a lot of available resources online and a huge community built around the process of making film simulation recipes, so you're going to find a lot of resources out there. But right now, we're going to look at a film simulation recipe that I've made. Keep in mind, this is going to be the how-to, so if you're curious about what each individual IQ property is, look at my other workbench video. I'm going to slow down a little bit so it's easier to follow. Once you get used to it, this is a pretty fast process. When I select Film Simulation by pressing Menu OK, this shows all the individual options that I could have chosen for a film simulation on a drop-down menu, but Provia is the one that I wanted. When I go back and choose FS Recipe, it shows the individual IQ properties that I could have changed. Grain effect, whether it's weak or strong, and the size of it. Color chrome effect and the strength. Color chrome effects blue and the strength. I can choose a white balance, and this is the trickier part, white balance shift. It's going to show you a grid, and you'll see 2 values down below, R and B. A lot of the times the film simulation recipes will give you these numbers already for R and B. For me, it's best to look down at the bottom and make those numbers match the recipe. Next is the dynamic range option and tone curve, where I can choose individually highlight tone and shadow tone and the strength of it. Color equates to saturation, and I can choose processed sharpness in camera. Last but not least, the option that's changed quite often is clarity, and you can see that I've changed that here. With all these individual options, all I have to do is choose FS1 on the film simulation dial, and I'm going to see the look that I've made anywhere that I go. This is so much easier seeing it live. I want to call out that FS1, FS2, and FS3 work in stills and video mode independently, giving you a grand total of 6 spots for film simulation recipes, so you can have 3 unique looks in each mode. Yes, even though this is a photo-first camera, video quality got a huge bump from X Processor 5. X-T30 III can record in video with resolutions up to 6.2K, which is about 10 times the amount of pixels than Full HD 1080. This means on a similar size screen, your video is going to look significantly sharper. I do want to call out though that X-T30 III is designed for the photographer in mind, so the camera body style and controls are tailored toward that experience. The equally capable XM5 sits alongside the X-T30 and Fujifilm X series and offers a different feature set streamlined for creatives whose workflow is video oriented. One's not better than the other, they each are designed to give the best possible experience in what they do best. Since not all creatives are the same, there needs to be different tools available. Let's break down some of the differences so you can make the right decision. I've made it easy with a side-by-side comparison. X-T30 offers traditional film-like controls, electronic viewfinder, a built-in flash, two-way tilt LCD screen, single switch auto, and direct access to custom film recipes with the new film simulation dial. XM5 offers a PASM dial, which is closer to how you can go between different modes on a digital SLR. A dedicated vlog mode, multi-directional microphone, vari-angle LCD, 9:16 short movie mode, and the ability to save 4 custom modes, either in stills or movie. I also want to call out that even the lenses that come paired with each camera are optimized in the same way. XM5 is paired with an XC 15-45 lens that's a powered zoom for more control, so zoom can be gradual and consistent when recording video. X-T30 is bundled with a brand new lens, the XC 13-33. Its zoom can be snappier since you mechanically control how fast it is. Perfect for photography so you can frame 2 compositions quickly. So what do I think about the new XC13-33 f3.5-6.3 OIS lens? Well, first off, it's tiny, incredibly tiny, and it pairs nicely with the X-T30, keeping the overall package small and compact so you can take it everywhere with you. This range of lens is perfect for travel photography, family portraits, or honestly, everyday creating. With a starting range at 13mm, this ultra-wide field of view allows you to take selfies easier, fit more family members in a single image without having to back up, or honestly helping with anything you want to see more of. On the opposite end, 33 is perfect for portraits or finding details that can add to your story. It can focus down to 8 inches whether you're at 13mm or at 33, so you don't have to back up while zooming in, and honestly I love that. The built-in 4 stops worth of optical image stabilization, or OIS, helps in compensating for your movement, so when light gets low, it aids in sharper images as exposure times get longer. Because of the size, the zoom range, the great sharpness for everyday images, I can see how this will be a welcome addition to the Fujifilm lineup. All in all, everything about the X-T30 and XC13-33 lens is built around letting you concentrate on what you care about the most: people, moments, and experiences. The controls are intuitive, the menus are straightforward, and the features support how you use a camera in everyday life. I want to be a part of what I'm photographing, not just sitting behind the camera. That being said, hope this answered some of your questions about the new release. We hope to see you on the next From the Workbench of Fujifilm.